Funding for This Is Nashville comes from you, our listeners, and Alliance Bernstein. Since 2019, employees have impacted our community by giving more than 5,000 hours of volunteerism in Middle Tennessee. AllianceBernstein.com. Alliance Bernstein is not affiliated with National Public Radio.
I'm Khalil A. Colonna, and this is Nashville. This week, we've been talking about and with young people. What are their lives like? What are their thoughts on the world around them? And how do they fit in it? One thing that all young people share is that they are young. In the early stages of life, they also have hopes and dreams for themselves, their families, and their communities. However, not all young people are able to grow up in an ideal environment. You know, a place where their needs are met, good schools, ample space for them to grow and evolve, opportunities for discovery. For some young people in our city and region, quality food is a scarce commodity, and some young people live with the threat of violence on a daily basis. Yet, even in those environments where there is struggle, hope exists. How? Why? Well, because some adults have taken it upon themselves to ensure that young people are given a chance, not to escape, but to empower themselves with the knowledge, confidence, and skills to improve their lives and the lives of those around them. One such adult is Chef Sterling Wright. He's a part of the Napier Kitchen Table Fellowship, which teaches young people the culinary arts, among other things. He's been showing the young kids not only how to cook, but how to impact their communities. It's an honor to welcome him back to This Is Nashville. Chef Sterling Wright, it's good to see you again, my man.
Oh, man, thanks for that. Man, you gave me a Steve Harvey introduction, man. That's what I'm talking about. What it do, Nashville?
That's right. All right. So, you know, it's so good to have you here, man.
Man, it's a blessing, sir. Like, man, for real to be over here sitting across from you, smiling. All this stuff that's going on in Nashville to put the light on.
So let's put some light on some things.
Yes, what's up?
For listeners who aren't really aware, tell us about your neighborhood and the realities of it.
Wow. Like, where I come from, it's no grocery store. It's a food desert. They done cut out free lunch. Imagine kids, young men that gets in trouble all the time. All they want to do is want to feed their family. What about when everybody, every time you turn on the news, it's somebody from your area, either on the news or you know of them. And that's what we face with out there. A lot of people say they want to help, but how many actually do it? I mean, like when they come out there, like if you meet a kid, what happened to the consistency of being in somebody's life that needs them? It's a lot of kids out there that feels like when the people come and help, it's like that father that never came on Friday. And that's what it's like. I just know I'm the light, and thank God He chose me to do something about it. And to me, what brings people together than food.
How has growing up in that neighborhood, being of service to that neighborhood, how has it shaped you as a human?
Cooking changed my life. I was blessed to go on this show, Hell's Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Blessed to cook for Oprah. Blessed to cook for Prince Harry and Meghan. I'm able to show kids it can be done. You don't have to be a rapper. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to be a gang member. You can just cook.
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to do that to some kids, a lot of people turn their backs on without knowing their story. They don't realize sometimes the kids who's bad is actually calling out for help. The kids that want you to yell at them is not used to discipline, but want to be felt, want to learn the discipline, but they don't know how to ask. And it's just a lovely thing. And like I told you earlier, I'm on a 90-day fast that I'm not traveling to cook for no celebrities. I'm here to focus on our youth in Nashville that nobody talks about.
So talk to me a little bit about this 90-day fast, no food, obviously to increase discipline, self-awareness, and the mastery of what you do You're doing this to gather energy to give to these kids?
I want to show them faith. I don't know where my next paycheck coming from because I'm cutting out my traveling. I want to show them no matter what area you're in, is always, even though you're in the dark, it's always going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm that rainbow at the end of the storm because when you turn that rainbow upside down, you got that smile from God, and it's colorful. And I'm here to do it and show it instead of talk about it, be about it.
I want to talk a little bit about this culinary program that you're all about.
Yes.
The Napier Kitchen Table Fellowship.
Yes.
Tell us more about the chefs in training that you're working with.
These kids are amazing, man. Like, wow. I'm getting teary-eyed because these are the kids nobody wants. And these the kids that you're going to meet because they smoke weed at an early age. They failing in school. Who they got to run to that looks like them? Who they got to talk to who know what they're going through? Who they have to talk to just run to and be able to show them that through food. And watch how they just take the food that they got in their cabinet and turn it into a gourmet meal.
I see the smile on your face. I imagine it's similar smiles from the very chefs in training you're working with when they see them take food from the cabinet and turn it into a delicious gourmet meal.
Our kids not getting filet mignons, but I'm going to show them something close to the filet mignon that they're going to get. They're going to enjoy it.
How's this year's program going?
Man, my kids are doing so good. They're the first kids to feed the mayor. Shout out to Mayor Freddie. And this never happened. The story got so big, somebody from Florida called me. So they're going to be able to go on their first plane trip to Florida to go cook with other celebrity chefs and other chefs. And it's to see their face light up. It's like, wow, we doing this just from cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Where they from? What's the odds of that happening?
What have they said to you about that? About this realization that, wow, I don't have to follow a life of crime.
Yes.
I don't have to try to be some rapper. I don't got to try to play ball in some sort of sense. Just from cooking.
Just from cooking.
Cooking and the beauty and pleasure and the privilege of being able to eat. Here they are with potential life-changing opportunities in front of them. Oh. What have they said to you about the realizations that come to them?
Man, you ever heard like your parents know when your parents tell you they love you,
mm-hmm.
but a different impact when they hug you and say, I'm proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the feeling. That's the joy. Nobody can take. I get to take that to the grave with me. To be that one God chose to lead the ones that everyone done turn their back on. And just give them an opportunity. Opportunity in a community. And you can never spell it without the word unity. That's why I love my NKT family, TJC family, all the families that they got these kids and doing the walk and the talk behind it. You can't ask for more.
I want to talk to the kids after we take a short break. Chef Sterling Wright, stick with us real quick.
Hey, that's what's up, Nashville.
When we return, we'll talk with two up-and-coming chefs who train with Chef Wright at the Napier Kitchen Table Fellowship. We'll hear what their community is like and what the program means for them. We'll be right back. This is Nashville.
Funding for This Is Nashville comes from you, our listeners, and Music City Prep Clinic, Nashville-based provider for PrEP and offering comprehensive sexual health services in an environment designed to be safe, professional, and shame-free. Learn more at musiccityprep.org.
I'm Khalil Colonna, and this is Nashville. We're talking about young people and the opportunities they have here in this city. Before the break, we heard from Chef Sterling Wright of Napier Kitchen Table Fellowship. Now I'd like to introduce two of the young chefs he is training. Xavier Wint and Marianna, welcome to This Is Nashville. How are you guys?
I'm good.
I'm doing pretty great myself.
Yeah?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. It's Thursday, you know? We're just chilling out.
Yeah.
I want to ask you both this, you know? You both are a part of Chef Sterling's program. Marianna, how'd you become a part of it?
Well, I was already a part of this one program, and they introduced me to Chef Sterling because with NKT, it's already cooking, stuff like that, and we do we talk about God, we talk about cool things, we do things over the summer and stuff like that, and not just over the summer, during school, and it's like a safe haven for where you can, talk and stuff like that too. So they introduced me to Chef Sterling, and I've been working with him ever since.
What was about that introduction when he said, hey, I can teach you how to cook wonderful gourmet-style food? Did you ever already have an interest in wanting to do something like that?
Yes. See, me and my sister, we like to decorate things and plan things. So when he told me that he could not only teach me how to cook, but teach me how to decorate things, that way, once you cook it, it's not only going to taste amazing, but it's going to look amazing too. And that's very important.
That got you excited, huh? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Xavier, what about you? How'd you get involved with the program?
So I first was introduced to Chef Sterling when I was like around 11, 10 years old in a neighborhood that we both come from. So I really been knowing him ever since then. But in 2021, he started a program called Cooking the Right Way. And I had joined his program through my cousin, and I just been working with him ever since.
Are you drawn to being a chef? Is that something you want to do when you become an adult?
Yeah, so I've been cooking since I was 8 years old. And I've been really interested, but I burnt a lot of stuff too.
That happens, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
I really love to cook seafood, like shrimp pasta.
Okay.
Yeah, like crab legs, crab boils.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
That's awesome. Marianna, what's your favorite dish to cook?
Well, for our first few catering events, we did this thing called cream cheese balls. Basically, you would cut up your chicken very thin, and you would mix it up with cream cheese, and then you had to make the balls precise. And then you would put them in the refrigerator overnight, and then you would come back. You would do egg, cornstarch, and breadcrumbs, and then you would bake it. And then there was the spicy blackberry jam. Yeah.
Okay, so, catering events are high pressure because you're cooking for a lot of people and you want the food to taste good. Did you feel pressure as you were preparing these meals?
Yes, but it's very important to remember that you're not only the only one feeling the pressure. You also have to do, timely management. You have to pay attention. You have to listen. And once something changes, then you got to have open ears for that change. Mm-hmm. And it's very important to make sure that, Chef, he makes me speak. He also makes Xavier speak, too. So it's very important to control your body language, to make sure you're not just freaking out. So you have to pay attention to what you're talking about. You have to pay attention to you have to make sure you're thinking as in, it's not just a bunch of people. It's one or two people. So you look for that, you think about it, you focus on your topic, and then you'll be good.
Okay. How has these lessons that you both have learned from this experience, how has this transferred in other parts of your life, Xavier?
So he like the lessons. It really makes me think about like where I come from and like how to view things and like my like changing my perspective of like different things. And
how's your perspective changed on something? Give me an example.
Like the way I view like how I view caterings. Like at first I used to be very nervous to talk to people, very nervous to like serve, like skipping on my words and stuff. But now like it feels like it's not no more pressure. Like it don't feel like I don't feel like as much, like I don't feel as nervous as I used to, because I'm starting to get used to it. And yeah.
So you feel like from what you're learning from experience with Chef Sterling, you can present yourself in front of anyone in any circumstance or situation,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. Chef.
I like it because I want to show them that life. I believed in them so much. I do a catering event and won't be there.
Mm, yeah.
And they're handling it themselves.
I want the pressure and let them feel if they're going to do this job at an early age, by the time they get 18 to 20 years old, it's a piece of cake. So let them be in. If it fails, they can't blame nobody but themselves. And my job as the chef was to make them uncomfortable, because that's the first thing I always tell them. I'm going to make you uncomfortable. Why, chef? Why this shit? Why, chef? You'll learn why I make you uncomfortable. You can't grow being comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. How do y'all feel about that? He like put you on the spot.
It's true. It's very true. When you listen to Chef Sterling, he will make you uncomfortable. He has this voice, this kitchen voice, and it's a loud voice, but he's basically just speaking. He's not actually yelling at you, and he'll crack jokes, and he'll do that goofy smile.
I mean, okay, Chef Sterling, give us the kitchen voice. What is it?
Duh! Like I go in the kitchen, I'm loud because I'm used to, just imagine running a line. You got the server talking to you got somebody on the grill, saute, fryer. So your voice got to be heard to talk to and communicate with everyone. So I go in there with the kitchen with that voice. And when they tell me they know it all, I don't yell at them. I let them mess up on purpose.
Yeah.
How you gonna learn from your mistakes?
Yeah. What has that taught you both about failure?
It taught me that even though like you do fail, like even when you do fail, it's always a way to like come back, and it's always a way to like present yourself differently, and always a way to like
Basically, failure equals success. It's very important to remember that, because if you lose that train of thought, then you'll be like, wow, I just messed up, man, I hate myself for it. Or like, dang, I did this wrong. Chef's gonna be mad at me. And it's important for you to know he's not gonna be mad at you. You have to learn how to understand and how to listen better for you not to make that mistake. Like this one time.
Okay, give me an example.
I'm so sorry, but we was doing this catering event, and it was a pretty major catering event like all the others, but we were doing the lettuce, and I put the lettuce in the freezer.
Oh, wow.
Basically, and I was like, here, chef, here goes the lettuce. And he was like, did you put this in the freezer? I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, you can't use this no more. And I was like, what? My heart had dropped. I was like, dang, I just messed up big time. And he showed me why you can't use it. Because once you rinse it under the water, you like add sauce to it, it'll like, it's like mushy and stuff, and you can't eat that. So basically what he did was he was like, don't stress about it. And he sent somebody to go get like whole lettuce.
Okay.
Yeah, and it in the end result, it made it taste better. Like, it made it taste better. The dish was a very berry salad.
Very,
Yeah.
very good salad.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about your neighborhoods and your communities and stuff. What are you guys seeing every day?
Honesty. Especially when you come out your door.
I see grown men. They're like slumped over or basically high off of drugs that they don't even know where it comes from. Like, all we know, this could come from like literally a lab, or like I see grown men hitting women, or they come outside with no shirt on. I see women disrespecting themselves by not wearing the correct clothes and coming outside in shorts and boxers. And it's not the ideal place to live, but I mean, when you have nowhere else to go, what are you going to do about it? So usually you get accustomed to seeing things like that on the daily basis, and then it's just, okay, whatever, what can you do about it? Like, nobody else thinks about it. Nobody else pays attention to it. It's just like, oh, okay, this is a normal day.
Xavier?
Yeah, also you see like a lot of kids like having to run in the house because of gunshots, or like some kids outside with no shoes on because their parents somewhere like on drugs, outside somewhere trying to go get them food, trying to at work, making sure they got a babysitter and stuff. But sometimes parents can't afford that, so like how can I put this?
Take your time, man.
Like, some parents, they have to go out looking for a job, but also how can they look for a job when they have nobody to watch their kids? So sometimes it's just kids out there playing by themselves with no shoes on, not the correct type of clothes on to be having during a certain type of weather. And like, yeah.
Sometimes the kids will look better than the parents. Sometimes
The parent look better than the kid.
Yeah, and we understand that it's, number one, always going to be your first priority to take care of your child, but sometimes you're not physically able to. You can't. So the kids will grow up and they'll have to take care of their own parents. And what I love about Chef Sterling is basically I had to take care of my mom because how do I put this? Basically, I just had to take care of my mom.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like all the weight was on my shoulders. She helped me do things too. That's why I'm so grateful for my mama. Also, it's her birthday on Friday.
Hey.
Yeah. Shout out to her.
Happy birthday, mama.
Yeah. And she helped me do a lot of things. She gave me knowledge. She gave me, because knowledge is power. She showed me things like with reading and stuff. Yeah, she showed me things, and me and Mama's always had to work and do like income, so I would help her with that. And Chef introduced me to catering events where he would pay us a good sum of money. And like when you need that on like a Friday or like a Sunday or something like that, that's good to have. And I would always give my money to my mama because that's who took care of me. And she would ask me, she would be like, Marianna, why'd you give this to me? Why do you want me to take this? And I was like, because you're my mama. Of course I'll give this to you first. I don't need it. I'm not going to do anything good with it unless I give it to you. So it was important, and I'm so thankful to Chef Sterling because like our first catering event, we made like $50, and then we worked our way up to 100, like almost every catering event, basically.
Is this something you both are thinking about sticking with as you get older?
Yes, I think about sticking with it, but I also have like other interests too. So like I'll be like having other things to do, but cooking like is my number one top, like my number one before anything else.
If you're just tuning in, this is Nashville, and I'm your host, Khalil Lekalona. We're talking this hour about opportunities for young people who live in the J.C. Napier neighborhood. My guests are Marianna, Xavier, and Chef Sterling Wright. Now, Chef Wright, you talked about where you live, food desert. You said free lunches are being cut at schools, no grocery stores nearby. What are people doing to feed themselves, and how can your program help change that?
So during the summer, I done got with some organizations that somebody's out there every day to give away food to feed. NKT and myself, we do Fridays. We try to do Fridays and Sundays, every Sunday at 2:00 in the building. Papa Joe is doing Tuesday and Wednesday, and Saturdays, and the bridge is on Thursday. That's how we making sure that nobody goes hungry. As y'all know, it costs money to feed.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when my faith come in with God. You know, just gonna trust him that he's gonna pour in what we need to make it happen. Also, with the kids, I want them to be able to feel how important it is to give back, but look at their age so they can teach others what giving back not only looks like, but feels like.
Now, you talked about this a little bit earlier. The community faces a lot of violence. In May, I believe in 5 days, there were 4 shootings resulting in 3 deaths. A young man was just shot not too long ago. There's a recent press release from Mayor Freddie O'Connell about more gun violence that impacted the youth. He says, quote, "Tonight we mourn the loss of another teenager to gun violence, this time in Madison. I'm grateful for our first responders, park staff, and witnesses who assisted the victim and kept others safe. There's no one answer, but we have many partners committed to improving safety for our young people," end quote. Chef Xavier and Chef Marianna, what goes through your mind when these things happen?
So what goes through my mind is like, is it gonna be safe? Am I safe to go outside? Am I safe to walk to the store that's not even far from my house? Is it safe for these kids to be outside playing? Is it safe for to have my nieces and nephews outside? A lot of stuff goes through my mind as I think about gun violence in the area I'm in. Cause I witnessed my cousin get shot 2 years ago, and it just messed my mind up.
Mm-hmm.
It's I've just got to pay attention to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, how often y'all hear gunshots?
Pretty often.
Every 3 to 2 days.
Yeah. Depending on whether it's just 1 shot, 2 shot, and sometimes on a rare occasion, it's 15, maybe more.
Maybe full-blown shootouts.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your childhoods are being taken from you? I mean, I know you're not children, but look, to me, you're kids. And it feels like you're not given the opportunity that some other kids in other parts of the city are given. You know, they can make mistakes. They can go out there. They can do things. They can be kind of frivolous with their actions. But looking at you both, talking to you both are poised. You're more poised than some adults I know because of what you had to go through and what you're taking on. When you think about that, right now, let's say you have the ear of the city leaders, people who run this city. What do you want them to know about what you have gone through and other kids in your neighborhood and community have gone through?
Well, what I would say I want them to know is that it's not going to stop until you do something about it, until you really show that you care. It's not just about, oh, okay, well, you guys are doing this on your own. You guys are doing it to your own people. It's not just about that. It's about if you showed us that there was a different way to do things, we wouldn't be in the same situation we would be in, what we are in. But I would also like them to know that things are like uprising, like a lot of things are uprising. So this might not just be in our neighborhood, this could be spreading. And if you get the wrong people, like if you get the wrong people's minds, like they can really take that with them, and then you'll always have resentment. Like people will always resent you, even if you're like not that powerful. Like people will always resent you, and for stuff like that to happen. And you know it all started in J.C. Napier, or you know it all started in Sudacom Apartments. That's crazy. And that's why I think like they want to like wipe us out and make us move and stuff like that, just to make us move farther or like away. But we can't do that.
What do people like Chef Sterling mean to the neighborhood?
Oh, he's important. Yeah, he real important.
Chef Sterling means the world to our community.
Every time he walks down the street, you gotta, hey!
You know he gotta speak to everybody. He gotta speak to everybody.
He stop, he do that little.
Wow.
Chef Sterling, I understand you've changed quite a bit in your life to be of service to these young people and other ones in the neighborhood.
Well, I just want y'all to hear the reward and the impact of me being there. Could you tell them how old you are and tell them what you're doing now on Tuesdays?
I'm 13, and we go to this place called The Standard. And the owner has offered to teach us about business and the mindset that you need to basically grow your business and the importance of business, because you first need money to start whatever you're going with. And then you need to be able to be a hard worker. You need to also understand the way you make money and the way you profit and stuff like that. And then the second half is downstairs at the kitchen, because the Standard is a very big place. They're teaching us that how the restaurant works, how they place orders, like what's on their menu, and they showed us what's on their menu. And we went down to the kitchen to see how one of the chefs works, and he works really fast. Actually, it's a very nice establishment, and they also showed us that because their stuff is very high quality, that they don't like to waste any of it. So we were watching one of the chefs cut a steak, and he said that the fat he uses, he renders down and he glosses his steak on top with that fat. And he also takes some of the like scraps of the steak after you clean it up, and he makes hamburgers out of it. Mm-hmm. So it's like no waste, and that's very important.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're getting full-on exposure to not only how to run and operate a business, but tips on fine food. Do you think, Marianna, you're going to stick with the culinary arts as you get older as a career potentially?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I also want to be able to expand my mind to learning, because my mother was the first in our family to go to college, and I want to be, I guess, the third, because my sister's up and coming too. Mm-hmm. So it's very important to have knowledge in my family. So yes, I will stick with cooking, but I also need knowledge too.
That's right. We all need a little bit of knowledge, and guess what? We're all getting a lot of knowledge by talking to you all. Chef Sterling, what do you want people to know about what they can do?
The word I can put on for the situations that happen around Nashville is the word hope. Well, what the hope mean to me is hold on, pain ends. Just imagine if Nashville come together to do some things together is with the community, like you can't spell community without unity. I don't care who names on it. You got north, south, east, west. It's leaders from all areas. What if we all sit down at the table? What can we do to make this right? I know it's got to be a financial piece. It's got to be somebody going to execute it. You got to have the mind for it. When can we all get together and put it together as a whole? I would love that.
Sitting at the table. If they sit table and break bread, it could be made by these fantastic training chefs, I believe. My guests today are Chef Marianna, Chef Xavier, and Chef Sterling Wright. They're all with the Napier Kitchen Table Fellowship. For more information, you can check them out on Facebook. And again, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate this.
I really appreciate it. And by the way, can I give us Cooking the Right Way? You know, we just now started a nonprofit.
Yeah.
And so,
Cooking the Right Way.
Yeah, so we finally
The right
legit.
way.
And we're trying to take these kids to Florida in September. And we take it to show them their hard work paid off.
However I can help, I'm doing it.
That's what's up.
All right. Thank you all again.
Thanks for having us.
We're going to take one more
Yeah.
break, y'all. When we come back, we'll talk with two members of the Civic Design Center's Nashville Youth Design Team and learn how they're designing the next Nashville. You can join the conversation by tweeting us at This Is Nashville. We'll be right back. I'm Khalil Ekalona, and this is Nashville. Imagine Nashville is an initiative that talks to the people of the city, asking them to list what they want the city to be. It's an exercise in capturing a glance of the future by auditing the past and paying close attention to the present. The Nashville Civic Design Center has been working with the youth, unlocking their visions for the city that they live in and will go on to create. Joining me now are Mia and Lois. Both are with the Civic Design Center on their youth design team. I'd like to welcome you both to This Is Nashville. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
This is really awesome. Okay, so, Mia, what is the Civic Design Center's Nashville Youth Design Team? And tell me what it is and why you wanted to be a part of it.
So the Nashville Design Team is a group of high school students around Nashville, and we try to bring change by seeing what the youth need around us and what can we do to make the area around us better. And we do that by implementing designs and having advocacy projects.
Why'd you want to join?
I wanted to join because I felt like it was something good to do with my time, and I needed something to do during the summer, so it was the perfect way to do something, but also do it in a productive way.
Mm-hmm. Lois, why'd you want to join?
I wanted to join because I heard of the program through my art teacher, and I really enjoy art. I love designing, things like that. And so when I heard about this program and how it helps kids kind of advocate for what they want to see in Nashville while also designing, I thought it would be a good way to spend my summer and be productive.
So you love designing, you love art. Is design a potential career path for you?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about your neighborhoods. What neighborhood do you live in, Lois?
I live in East Nashville.
Describe it for me.
It's a nice neighborhood. There's a nice community, but there's definitely room for some improvements. Like, there's not many parks. I think we need to improve in that, especially for the younger kids in our neighborhood and especially teenagers because they don't have a lot of areas to go. But overall, I think it's a good community and it has a lot of potential for the future.
Mia?
I live in Northeast Nashville, so it's kind of near the Whites Creek area, and I like the area that I live in. I would say it's kind of in the center of everything. I'm kind of 15 minutes from the airport, 15 minutes from downtown. There definitely are improvements that need to be made, especially where I live. The road needs to be paved, and it's been needing to be paved for a while now. So just little things like that that I've noticed, and especially there is a couple of homeless people in my area, so I think that those people need to be housed. But I think that's a problem all across Nashville.
Now, last year, a group of city leaders implemented Imagine Nashville, a community-led, survey-driven, it's an effort to help the city develop a bold and incisive vision for the future of Nashville. The Civic Design Center and the Nashville Youth Design Team, you all were entrusted with adjusting the survey to be more approachable for the youth. What were some of the adjustments that you all made to that, Mia?
Well, like I said earlier, we try to cater things to youth's wellness. So we adjusted their survey to say, like, what would you like to see as a youth? Like, what would you like being brought to your city? What can you feel like will make your city feel like it's tailored to you? So that's kind of what we did to adjust the survey.
Lois, what did the survey say that young people were most concerned about?
A lot of the young people were actually concerned about traffic and growth in Nashville because they think that their parents are stressed about traffic and it also causes them to be late for school. And they thought that in 5 years, that the traffic and the construction and the growth, that would actually push them away from Nashville and they would not want to live in the city anymore if it kept growing.
The traffic is stressful, creates stressful parents. Those stressful parents get on your case for something, right? You want to mitigate you having stressful parents around. Look, I get it. I totally get it. What do they, so traffic is that, but I'm thinking about other things like housing, education, safety. Are those other things that you all found are important to the youth as well?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Tell me more about that.
Like I said, a lot of kids do want more things to do in their neighborhood because they feel like they're not as safe. Like they want something that they feel like is geared towards them that they can do with more people in their community as well.
Do you both feel like you have a sense of belonging? Like, what does a sense of belonging in Nashville? What does that mean to you? Do you feel like this city is for you?
I feel like that means like you feel that you're supposed to be in Nashville, like you think there's career paths for you and you think you're getting good education and you would like to live in Nashville. And when we did the survey, the overall rating for sense of belonging in Nashville is a 7, which is pretty good overall. It's like pretty average to high. But on the survey, there was another question, what you think your sense of belonging in Nashville will be in 5 years, and that dropped a whole number to a 6.
Wow. So let's fast forward 10 years. Both of you will be adults, young women. You think you're going to be here in Nashville?
I do think I'm going to be here because my parents are here and my family's here. I just don't really see myself anywhere else as of now, but maybe that'll change in the future. But I'm saying from right now where I'm at, I think I'm going to stay in Nashville.
Lois?
Yeah, I can see me staying in Nashville, but I do think I would like traveling, and I don't think I would stay in one place for too long. So I think I could potentially move out of Nashville.
If you're just tuning in, this is Nashville, and I'm your host, Khalil Ekolona. We're talking this hour about the Imagine Nashville report, Dream City, a youth's vision for Nashville spaces and places. It's a data report. My guests are youth designers Lois and Mia. All right, so what did you learn from the other youth designers that you all worked with? I'm sure you guys talked about ideas that you were having for designing your neighborhood or corridors there. What did you all learn from them about their worries or concerns or things they're happy with about the city? Lois?
A lot of the community in, especially the Nashville Youth Design Team, I got to hear a lot about their communities and like what they would like to change. And that actually made me realize some stuff about my neighborhood that maybe I had overlooked before that maybe I would want to focus on. And during the summer intensive, which is like a month where we all get together and research some ideas for how we could improve Nashville, we actually designed ideas for how to improve some of those things that the members were worried about.
What are some of those ideas? Can you share?
Yeah, on one of the members, on one of the main roads, there's no crosswalks. And so we want to add safe crosswalks so youth can get to the park that's in that area. And so they can have safe transportation because some kids, they don't have cars, their parents can't drive them, they have to walk, and they can't do that safely right now.
Mm-hmm. Question for you, Mia, how often you go to other neighborhoods outside of the one you live in?
Not often, but in the summer we do though, because we kind of like look into which neighborhoods need help. But like on my own personal time, I'd say I mainly stay in my neighborhood.
Now, When you did the summer intensive where you got to see other cities, did it give you an idea of what is happening in other parts of the city?
Yes, it did. Like Lois said, we looked at Cedar Hill Park, where there isn't like a crosswalk for the kids to really get to the park, and that just made like me realize like if I was I can drive now, but like if I was a lot younger than I am now, I wouldn't have a way to get to the park unless my mom drove me.
Let's say the city doesn't implement some of these design changes, right? You and your peers have suggested things that you want to keep you here. Brain power, right? The youth and brain power keep you here. Would you want to live here in the next 5-10 years if things didn't change?
Probably not, just because I feel like I'm not being heard. And if I feel like I'm not being heard somewhere, I would want to like make changes and move somewhere else.
Do you all feel like the youth in Nashville, in this area, do you feel like you all are heard right now?
I feel like Nashville does take into account, especially more in the recent years, how youth feel. But I feel like in order for me to want to live here in the future, they have to take into account our opinions more frequently. Like they have to make adjustments, because right now Nashville is very tourism adult focused, and they have to make adjustments so kids will want to live here in the future.
So I haven't lived here very long, but you're saying that they've done a better job of taking your opinions and thoughts and feelings into account. Do you feel like they've done a better job of taking those thoughts of yours, those feelings of yours as youth, and implementing that into action?
Kind of, but like Lois said, like they focus mainly on the tourists. So like no hate to the bachelorette people, but they do mainly focus on Broadway, like what's hot, what's new, and like the stadium, which I do want fun things to do in my city, but it's like, again, it's geared toward the tourists and like what next bar would they like, what's the next drink that they would like. And I feel like they need something for the people that actually live here as well.
What do you want to see? What do you want to see? Give me your ideal Nashville of 20 years from now.
Cost effective, because in 20 years I will be significantly older. And just, again, somewhere I can go that's safe. So safe, cost effective, and less traffic would be nice.
Less traffic. Okay, Lois?
I would say also more effective and like not costly transportation, like more public transportation that's also safe. And I would also say more green spaces, because Nashville's kind of slowly taking away that natural aspect. And I think I would like to see some of that brought back.
Okay. Now I got 2 minutes left. You both are talking to me about these issues, about the things that you've studied during this program. But this show is listened to by city leaders, adults, citizens, community members. You have their ear right now. What do you want them to know about the Nashville that you're in right now and the Nashville that both of you and your peers are going to inherit? What do you want them to listen to and hear from you right now?
I'd say let's get the homeless people off the streets and find them somewhere safe to go. And I'd also say let's stop cutting down so many of the trees, because we're causing deforestation with all the animals like coming into our neighborhoods, and we're like knocking away their homes so we can build bigger buildings, and I feel like that's not very good.
I would say try to reduce the costs of housing in Nashville, because not only will you help the citizens who live in Nashville, but you will also make more money as an effect of this, because more people will buy housing and it'll increase the rates.
Those are pretty wise thoughts from you both. What do you have to say to any peers, any young people who are listening who have ideas about this city that they live in and this city that they're going to inherit? What would you say to them about stepping out and getting involved a little bit? Lois, you first, and then you, Mia.
I would say don't be afraid to speak up about what you think. At first, before I joined, I was scared to tell anyone what I thought because I thought my voice wouldn't be heard. But now that I'm in the Nashville Youth Design Team, I've realized that it's always okay to tell someone if you think something needs to be changed, and you should always be confident in whatever you say.
Mia.
Again, I want to amplify that be confident thing, and I'd say join the Nashville Design Team so you can speak about change.
Fantastic. I really want to thank you both for being here. I want to thank Lois Seamers and Mia Clark. Both are a part of the Nashville Youth Design Team with the Civic Design Center. Thanks for being here. Keep doing what you're doing and have a great summer, okay?
You as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And thanks to you for tuning in this hour. This is Nashville as a production of Nashville Public Radio. Today's episode was produced by Tasha A.F. Lemley, Mary Mancini, and Catherine Ceces. It was directed by Tasha A.F. Lemley. Our technical director and board operator is Liv Lombardi. The masterminds behind our theme music are Larange and Namir Blade. You can listen back at thisisnashville.org or wherever you get good podcasts. And the conversation doesn't end here. Tweet us at This Is Nashville. Find us on Instagram and tell us what you want from our show by filling out our quick survey online. This is Nashville. I'm Khalil Ekalona. We'll see you on Monday, everybody. And be good to each other.